So we'll take any questions. We've got some time. Yeah. 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 What we find with customers now, up to 80 customers in on-demand, we find with customers like Pfizer, Merck, Lenovo, those other four I just mentioned, they're at a point where the solution works for them, it works very, very well, and they want certainty. In our one-year deals, we had no outlying price promises, so we've got people coming back and saying, I need to lock in a price. And there's very little discounting from us for the multi-year deals, but we just simply don't raise their costs over multiple years. The pay-as-you-go offer was really aimed at the small to medium businesses, where we had specifically one or two customers saying, if you give me a $120,000 quote to sign up for an annual contract value of 120K, I have a real problem taking that through my approval process. I'll actually pay you 5% more for a pay-as-you-go monthly billing cycle. And so we don't want to turn that business away. So there are a number of precedents out there for companies who've been doing pay-as-you-go business. It's not something that fits with our large enterprise customers necessarily. There may be exceptions to that, but in the small to medium business, it's proving to be a reasonably good competitive weapon, and we've started to get involved in contracts and pay-as-you-go contracts now. Yeah. Right. So Lenovo was a pure play on-demand customer, no license from the get-go. Let me think of some examples. We signed Sanofi Aventis 6 months ago, and we went live last month with Monaco. It was a fairly smooth process of going live. It was very quick. It was a size of implementation that in our old world would have taken a year at least. So yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Do you mean? Do you mean conversion of license? Okay. So conversion of licenses in the recession. My judgment is that putting sales energy into conversion of existing customers is a bit of a double-edged sword, because they're happy. They're for example, I was talking to Lowe's yesterday. They're very happy. They're paying us a nice amount of maintenance. It's got very high margin. They've been reducing their own headcount in IT and other groups. Their incentive to commit to a big on-demand project is pretty low in the recession, so we've been focusing on new business. We don't actually run a campaign to convert existing customers. And there are a number of customers in certain markets whose perception is that they want the data behind the firewall, they want the on-premises implementation. But what we have done with some of those customers is when they've come to add payees or to add some of these new modules I talked about, we've been signing incremental term licenses. So our focus is on signing new customers like Tele2, Metro PCS, the Horizon Health plan that we signed last week. It's really focused on the new ones. I feel that in a more buoyant economy, then existing customers have a reason to say, let's change. Also, we're looking for a disjunction. We're looking for a situation where they have a massive data center upgrade, hardware or software infrastructure upgrade, that then provides this stimulus, the business case, for them to look at on-demand. And we're fairly thinly spread from a quota basis, so most of the quota is sitting on the heads of people who are driving new business. Sure. We've been consistently giving a timeline of the back end of 2010. We have already done a lot of the work on OPEX. We probably had 2 major reductions in force over the last 2 years. We've had some normal attrition, economic attrition, but we focused on 2 steps, 2 major reductions in force. And we've gone from a peak of 17 million down to under 9 million of OPEX now. Now, there actually are, on the back end of the year, there are some things that happen that are recurring benefits to us. So, for example, we've moved our premises from a fairly expensive environment in San Jose to Pleasanton in the Bay Area, and we're going to save something like $350K. It was $350K straight to the bottom line every quarter thereafter. And I see that holding. We still have, believe it or not, we still actually have OPEX opportunities here, small ones now. But we feel we have enough levers so that if the economy doesn't provide us with the right environment for the top line, we have enough levers to meet our commitments on the bottom line. Yeah.
Great deferred revenue results, the service business doesn't quite come back yet. How far does that lag?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the services business historically had been fairly lumpy, but quite a big business, but not very profitable. And that was a different time when we were signing large capital-based licenses. People's mentality about large projects was they didn't mind spending 2 or 3 times the license on implementation. And that's just gone, and I think that's gone for a lot of vendors. Coupled with that, things like the Sanofi experience, we're implementing faster. And it's important that we implement faster. Also, Monaco brings to the table 20 canned commission statements, 20 canned reports, and 20 canned dashboards. And our smart customers go with the canned dashboards and statements and reports. In the past, it would take months just to put those together. It also comes with automatic data loaders. We can actually create a data environment for a customer in a day. Literally, it would take 3 or 4 weeks of consulting time in the past. So there's a whole bunch of technology that's kind of taken out a lot of services. So I don't see the services business going back to a big business, but it has to make some money for us. It can't run at a loss. And so we've engaged a new leader to run that business. He started a month ago, and his goal is to stop it making a hole in our bottom line first, as quickly as he can, and then to make it a sensible, profitable business. There's a separate line of business that we do in services now, recurring services, sales operations services, where we contract with customers for outcomes versus bodies. And that's a growing piece of our business, and that leader is also going to sign some significant business operations deals. But I'm more interested in the recurring revenues and a small, profitable consulting business, and that's the direction that we're taking. And about 60% of our implementations, perhaps 65%, are conducted by third parties. Okay? Okay, thank you.